So, Caitlin Clark, obviously, we've got another ridiculous thing from the owner of the Mystics. We've already spoke about that at length. If you guys want to see me talk about that, from the perspective of just Caitlin, there are plenty of videos about that, but it is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, anyway, before we do get on to that, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 40,050 by the end of the day. And we got to talk about what Lexi Brown has said. And look, Lexi Brown is a decent WNBA player. If it wasn't for health issues, she'd be a pretty good WNBA player. I'll be honest, I think Lexi Brown is a pretty good player. It's just, unfortunately, she has had some health issues. I think she's had, I'm not going to say, am I right with saying she had Crohn's? She's had Crohn's disease, yes. So, it's so hard to play basketball with that. And fair play to her. But if you guys did not see, this is what Lexi Brown has said about the, basically just about this whole situation. And it's good to see a WNBA player talk up about it. And actually, if you guys don't know, basically the Washington Mystics owner, if you guys haven't seen it, she said that Caitlin Clark shouldn't have been Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. It's unfair to promote Caitlin Clark rather than promote the entire league because it will hurt the players' feelings, and that the only reason Caitlin Clark is getting all this recognition, these awards, is because she's white. That is what an owner of a team has said. So, this is what Lexi Brown responded with. So, Lexi Brown says, saying that after having to move her team's games to a bigger arena when they played the Fever is absolutely insane. Which is true. The Fever, by the way, played the Mystics twice in Washington. If you guys don't know, the Fever, 31% of all fans at Washington Mystics home games last year were in those two games. So those two games were 31% of their entire fan base for the season. And then she said, so much negative discourse and non-basketball topics. Can't wait to change that. Saying that, and then obviously, this is the last thing she said. Saying that after her teams played, after they moved to a big arena, and can we please stop taking steps backwards. She also didn't even mention her own stellar rookie, obviously Aaliyah Edwards. So she's talking about, she literally goes, oh, the growth, the great thing is because of the rookie class, but we need to give Angel Reese credit too. And she literally didn't even mention her own rookie when talking about the rookie class. Look, Aaliyah Edwards isn't that big of a draw. But, I mean, she's still unrivaled. She still went to UConn. She's still, she still almost made the all-rookie team. The only reason she didn't make the all-rookie team was because Phoebich had the great end to the season. She spent most of the year in that. She spent a part of the early year in the Rookie of the Year conversation. And I'm not joking when I say that. She was in, through 10 games, it was Clark out ahead, Angel Reese close enough behind, then Aaliyah Edwards gaining on the two of them, and then she decided not to mention even her own rookie. And that's the thing, these players, these coaches, when they hate on Caitlin Clark, it's very rare they name their own players. They'll name Angel Reese, they'll name Aja Wilson, but I've said it in another video, they're gonna name them because that is the anti-Clark. That is the anti-Clark. They are the if you guys have something, if you don't like Caitlin Clark, you gotta promote them. Never promote your own players. Never promote the fact that, the fact that you guys beat them twice. The fact that in one of those games, up until the fourth quarter, Ariel Atkins had outplayed her. Heck, the first time you played Ariel Atkins up to a point, or was the second time they played, Ariel Atkins outplayed her? And you could say something along those lines. Heck, you can hype up the league. And this is the funniest thing with these people, is they never actually talk up the league. They just talk down Caitlin. And Lexi Brown's spot on. She's absolutely spot on. So much negative discourse and non-basketball topics. Can't wait to change that. And I would say the vast majority of WNBA players would agree with Lexi Brown. And it's good that somebody actually said it. It's good that a player actually has said it. Because I think a lot of them are scared because of the minority that wouldn't agree, that wouldn't agree with what Lexi Brown is saying. I think that a lot of that minority are the head of the Players Association, are the queen bees of the league, and you can get out of that league quick. There's only 144 spots. You can lose your spot in that league pretty damn quick. And I do think when it comes to Lexi Brown, like, she does have her own, like, she is popular. She's on Gilbert Arenas show all the time. Like, Lexi Brown is somebody that is quite well known. She's someone that's well known outside, even though she didn't really play this year. She's like, I reckon she'll have a good career with or without the W. So maybe because of that, she's okay with making that statement. She's okay with just being like, okay, we're like, I'm okay with maybe saying stuff that goes against the grain of the WNBA because, well, I'm good without it. I'm good without the W. And yeah, it is such an interesting one to see. And the biggest thing is saying that after moving your team's games to a bigger arena. And for me, it was the exact same thing when it came to the Atlanta Dream last year. It's just good seeing now a actual player say it. Because we all knew, like, back in the day, we all knew with, well, not back in the day, Jesus, about 2 or 3 months ago, it feels like back in the day. We knew that Renee Montgomery saying that all of the new fans coming into the WNBA are bad and they're all racists and all of this stuff. Like, we all knew that her saying that was ridiculous, especially as an owner. And because she had to move her team from a 4,000-seater arena to a 20,000-seater arena. And then when she was asked, funnily enough, when she was asked speaking to Time magazine, she said no comment. She was the only person in that section that was asked to talk about it. She just goes, no, I'm not going to do it. No comment. And that's the thing where it's like, she was the one player that got in. She was the one player that got in on ownership. And fair enough, like, I would say she has made a fortune off that, whatever investment she made in the Atlanta Dream back then. I'd say she's made an absolute fortune. But you can see it. There is a right way, quote unquote, right way to think if you're in the WNBA, and it's very rare that somebody publicly speaks out about it. Just like, I don't think you're going to, I think they're, with the whole stuff that has got people going at Caitlin Clark for this situation, I think privately a lot of players have probably reached out to her. I think Lexi Brown's the only one who's the boss saying it publicly. Because they'll publicly defend Dejanay. They'll publicly defend when the same people are attacking Dejanay. When Twitter trolls attack Dejanay, they'll defend Dejanay. When Twitter trolls attack Angel Reese, they'll defend Angel Reese. When Twitter trolls attack Angel Wilson, they'll defend Angel Wilson. When Twitter trolls attack Caitlin Clark, crickets. Publicly, anyway. I think privately, I don't think there's... I would be shocked if most players aren't privately on Caitlin Clark's side. Because I think they've all been around her, they know she's a good person. And it's a shock that a WNBA player has publicly said something. So fair play to Lexi Brown. Fair play to Lexi Brown, because the reality is that anyone who wants the WNBA to grow, especially if they want it to grow long term, it's not going to grow by doing the same thing that made it lose money for 27 straight years.